I'm a new man, it's a new day, and I'm feeling the power. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment. We're looking at Season 4, Episode 6 of Par. Deaths in this episode. Quite a lot of deaths, quite a lot happening. So let's get stuck into it. We kick off the episode. Ghost is, adjusting to his normal life, so to speak. He's back, he's out of jail, but he has to get this phone to Tommy because Tracy said if he doesn't, he'd dob him in it back inside. So things aren't looking good for Ghost, and of course, Tommy's up to Chicago. Pretty much no one knows where he is, but Ghost wants to rekindle things with Tasha, and she's like, not a chance. And you know what? You can absolutely see why here. Kanan is then sitting outside Truth. He goes to kill Ghost, but then Hard Stern walks in. He's like, nah, too much heat on this guy. I'll wait till a wee bit later. And Stern's offering Ghost a way out. So I just don't like this Stern character, man. I get it. We're not really supposed to like him, right? He's supposed to be a dickhead. He's supposed to be a thorn in the side of Ghost, but I think he just sticks it like a sore thumb. It's like, here, we've got a majority black show. How about we add this old white guy who's a nuisance? But that's what it feels like to me with Hard Stern bad at points. It really does. Tracy then phones Ghost and says, how the fuck have you not got the phone to Tommy? He's like, remember our little deal, buddy? And then Ghost's like, I'll do it. I'll do it. Do not worry about it. Kanan then phones Jukebox. And Jukebox is like, yeah, I got him. I got Tariq. He's playing. He's playing. And Tariq here is sitting there playing Xbox. So there's me thinking that Tariq was kidnapped. Well, I guess he essentially was kidnapped, but he's sitting here playing. I couldn't necessarily see the controller. It looks like an Xbox controller, so, But he manages to, Jukebox manages to text Tasha on Tariq's phone and buys Tariq another night. So they've got another day in order to get the main man here. Tommy then arrives in Chicago and he meets the main man. And the main man's like, you know what, Tommy, you're a great guy. And I didn't bring you up here to whack you, so don't worry about that. If I wanted to do that, you'd already be whacked. But what we're doing here is I want to expand our business and I want to see if you can run the East Coast and the West Coast. So how's this gonna go? Not too sure. Sure, brother. Julio then pulls up with Dre, and then he asks him, like, here, what were you doing with Kanan? I bet you Tommy doesn't know about that. So how much does Julio know about Kanan? I guess he doesn't even know. Like, Kanan getting killed. Like, well, Tommy thought Kanan's dead, Tasha thought Kanan's dead, and Ghost thought Kanan's dead, right? So, but would that information have ever trickled down to Julio? I don't think it would have. So I don't think that's why it's such a big of a shock to him. But once this conversation was had and he's told Dre everything he knows, I kind of just realised that it was going to be game over for Julio, sorry. I could kind of just tell. Hard Stern though tells Ghost as well that here, Tasha made that deal. And Tasha is confronted by Ghost and she's like, all you do is make decisions behind the club's back, so what's your point? And you know what? She's got a point here. I get it. He's the man. He's the one that's realistically making all the money out there. But at the same time, it's hypocritical of Ghost to have a go at Tasha for this. Even though she's in the wrong, it's like, how many times has he been in the wrong? I mean, all this situation stemmed from his affair with Angela. And it seems like he's not even getting called out in that enough, if we're being honest. I don't think he is. That's just my personal opinion. Dre then goes to Julio's former gang. The 618 are they called? I think they're called the 618. Essentially gives him up. He says Ghost is out of the game, so that deal you made with Julio to keep him alive, because Ghost made the deal with all the money, well, it's no longer in play because Ghost is out the game. And I was like, fuck, Drace just gave up Julio, but I thought there'd be another twist in the puzzle here. Tommy then gets knocked out in Chicago. What's Chicago going to do with Tommy? We'll have to wait and see. And then we get Julio's last stand. And I don't really know what to make of Julio as a character. I mean, here we are, 4.5 seasons deep, and he's just a bit of a nothing man, isn't he? I don't really know what to say. I wasn't that bothered when he died here. And his death really served. I mean, I was going to say it served no purpose. The purpose it serves is it moves him out the way. He's killed, and now Dre can move himself into his position. But he was almost doing that without even having to kill him. And let's just get to his death. So it's 3-on-1. He puts up a really good fight. 3-on-1. He gets stabbed a few times. he kills one of the guys. The other guy, he has him beaten. He's like, "Is that all you fuckers got?" But then that guy like slashes the back of his Achilles. Oh, and you just see the blood like spurting it, and then he manages to knock him down. But then the leader guy, he starts stabbing Julio. It's it's too much for him. He falls, and then the guy cuts his fucking tattoo off, which I thought was sick. But you know what? Pretty good scene nonetheless. And yeah, Julio is murdered. You disrespected me for the last time, puto. Um, absolutely rinsed here. Julio, you know what? He betrayed his crew, and then he gets stabbed. He's coughing up. He's splurting up blood. He's dead. Julio's dead. And what the heck of the character? Like I said, I don't really know. I think he's like the most standard 5 out of 10 ever. And I wouldn't even like. Tommy will probably find out, but it's definitely won't care. He won't even want to know like who. I mean, he'll probably want to know who did it. Like, but there's not going to be anything groundbreaking for me. He's just like he's just a henchman at the end of the day. Like to me, like Dre has done so much more than Julio. I thought there might have been like like a shootout or something with Tommy Ghost and Julio and etc. And then he might have took a bullet in it, but here he get took out by his former gang. It's the end. Like it's the end of the road for Julio. So guess we got to move on. Tommy is then confronted over the death of Milan. Peter's laying it on thick to these guys that it was all Tommy, but then Tommy's like, why the fuck would I do that? He gave me the okay. He said you guys were okay with it. Then the woman Tatiana shows up and basically backs Tommy's story. And then they kill Peter. And then Tommy's like, haha, it's the last time I walk in front of any of you jackasses again. And that's pretty much what happens. And then he drives, he sees a sign for Cleveland, which of course that's where Holly was from. And then he goes there, goes to a house, it's a real estate developer, and he's like, yeah, I'm looking for a quiet neighborhood. And he's like, here, you like to fuck little girls, don't you? And then alright, if Holly told this story that she was touched by her uncle, I do not remember it, right? I do not remember it in the slightest, one single bit. But yeah, I'm not going to call Tommy a liar here, but that's what happens. He just beats this guy with a baseball bat. And here, normally some of Tommy's kills are pretty unjust, but I have no issues with what he did here. Moving on. Kanan manages to take Ghost at gunpoint. Ghost is like he saw a ghost. He's like, how the fuck are you still alive? And then Kanan basically explains the whole plan. We've got your son. We need money. And the way they're going to get money is that they're going to rob one of the stash houses. And then, you know what? I actually really enjoyed this scene. With Ghost and Kanan like working together, steal the money at the stash house, and Ghost was given a gun with a clip. He knocks a few out, and then the guy who's got, I guess, the final boss, you could say, goes for his gun, and Kanan drops him. But Ghost is obviously raging about this because he didn't want anybody to die. But Kanan does not care about that. Let's be real. Kanan does not care in the slightest. But Tasha is wondering where the hell is Tariq, and Ghost's like, it's alright, I'm going to get him. So yeah, Kanan and Ghost are going, they reminisce, and he's like, don't take out my son, what your beef you've got with me. And then when they get outside the building, Kanan gives Ghost the gun, and he's like, yo man, if you want to kill him, just do it. Just do it. If you want to kill me, do it, because our beef is never going to end. I'm like, what are you doing, Kanan? And then, there's me thinking Kanan wants all the money, and he's like, you know what, right? I'm going to give you a gun. I don't know how many people in her crew there is, but we're going to go in, and we are going to absolutely lay the smack down, and yeah, get your son back. Now, I just did not get this. I get it, right? Kanan is close with Tariq. I get it, right? But see when they go in, it's 2-on-1 against Jukebox, and the guns are getting pointed here. And if Kanan truly wanted to get Tariq back for Ghost and do him a favour for some reason and make the beef between them, Kanan could have just walked in and dropped Jukebox straight away. But no, they didn't do that. And for me, this scene just felt forced. I actually thought it was a really good episode up to this point, but this scene just didn't do it for me. It really didn't. I'm sorry. And then Jukebox, is telling, asking Tariq, oh, you ask Kanan who he really is, and Kanan explains who he is. I'm not Slim. I'm a bad motherfucker. I killed Sean. I killed my own son because he's fucking weak. I killed this nigga. Sort of shit. And it's like, alright, Kanan, Jesus Christ, son. What the hell are you doing? And then Kanan Decides to drop Jukebox, and it's like, we just kind of wasted a scene here, didn't we? Honestly, I just don't really get the scene, because Jukebox, like, what is she gonna do? Kenan's flipped on her. She was never gonna be able to drop both of them before one of them got her. And I guess she could have killed Tariq, but again, I actually really enjoyed this episode. But the ending sucked, and I feel like it was all over the place as well. Like, you've got Tommy in Chicago, you've got Julio getting killed literally behind everyone's back, and then you've got Ghost in this. I like this. I like the Ghost and Ken stuff to the finale bit. But I'm going to give this episode, guys. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. If the ending was done right, I could have literally gave this a 9. But for me, it was a bit of a clusterfuck, so I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10.